So I'm gonna do some videos all together as one big video of my random OCD obsessions and like the compulsions and the obsession within them. Because I just think that it'd be cool to get it out there and just tell me what it's like. Anyway, if I had to say like one place or one part of my life that I think that my OCD really kind of started from, I would say that the whole counting everything like a million times in fours and things like that I do would be from like. But if I had to say like particularly, the places, the things that I do, like for instance when I, shut taps off like a million times and bottle lids, which are always the worst. Um, yeah, that started from an incident that happened like 2 years ago when I was in school, and I was at the front of my house and basically got held by the throat against the wall by some randomer. Yeah, long story short, I think it kind of frightened me in a sense. I mean, not gonna lie, I was scared. I'm not gonna like kind of be like, oh, I was fine. I was proper like hard and everything. No, I was scared. It was pretty nerve wracking. And ever since then, really, I'd just been like crazily over taps and bottle lids and zips and everything like that. Everything that involves kind of security, like shutting doors and um, doing light switches, tightening things up. It's just all to do kind of with security and like the fact that it's all down to me. Yeah, so that's all kind of started back from way back when that happened. The whole counting situation, I can't actually remember when it started. Although I can't remember a time when I haven't done it. It was practically like everything from tightening up shoelaces to pressing buttons on a remote to doing a light switch. Practically everything had to be done in fours, and still to this day has to. Don't ask me why. If I don't do it, I don't feel right. I feel like it's weird. I can't explain. It's not like I feel wrong. I don't feel like something really, really majorly bad is gonna happen. I just don't feel right, and it's a compulsion that becomes an obsession. One obsession becomes a compulsion. I don't really know. It's the same thing. But basically, I read about it in a self-help book that I got from a college recently, and it's all about you obsess over whatever it is, and then you do the compulsion. So, for instance, I obsess over the fact that the taps aren't actually turned off when I can actually see that they actually are. And I write poems quite a lot, and one of my lines in it is that I see the truth and my mind sees it lies, which is quite practically what it is. I mean, I can see that the taps are turned off, but my mind's like, you have to check it. Or I can see that I've done my bottle up and I don't need to do it up anymore. Yet there's the obsession of checking it over and over until I feel like it's done. And every single time I have to check, I have to do it in sets of four, and I have to count to four, and I have to do it in sets of four times. It's just me. I'm, used to it. So I've had it all my life, like I said. So it's not really something that eats away at me anymore. I just kind of, now I just kind of take it on the chin. I kind of consider it to be a part of me in a way, because I think if I hadn't done this and haven't had this strange obsession-y kind of thing, that I wouldn't be the girl I am today. Which obviously kind of isn't cool, because I've made plans and I'm now living life how I want to live, because things are starting to kind of go right for me. I mean, having said that, alongside my OCD, I do run with issues of depression, so that kind of doesn't help. But it's not just my OCD that gives me depression, and so hopefully that when I do finally get rid of this OCD and my depression, I'll still be the same person. I just won't have to worry so much about this. But on a serious note, it does kind of run my life, because I get so much from my mum and people, like, when I do things up, like bottles really tightly, and it gets to the sense where you can't undo them because I've done it that tightly, and I've kind of threaded the turning thing, whatever you call it, in a bottle, or it's going to get to the sense one day I can just sense that I'm going to break a tap or something. And it's like, that's how bad it's got, and it's kind of, I get it from my mum and my sisters and my friends, like, why'd you do that? And it's weird, I've seen you do it. And like when I do zips on my bag at college, people are like they kind of, they comment because, or they look because they know that I'm different and I'm doing it, not, you know, they can just tell that there is something not quite right. Because I mean, not not a lot of people sit there and like check their bag 1,000 times. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But again, that does kind of contradict the fact that it is me. And I kind of wonder that if I do get rid of this OCD, would I be kind of changed as a person, and will I be slightly different because I won't have that high level of stress? Which just kind of makes like no sense, because obviously I do want to get rid of this OCD that's kind of ruining my life and kind of, you know, making me do things I really don't need to do or I don't need to worry about. But then there's still that doubt in my mind that I'll change, and I'm pretty nervous about that. And obviously I know that I won't change in the sense that I'll be completely different and that I won't have the same personality or anything. I know that I'll have the same personality, I know I'll be the same person. But I just think, you know, I don't know a life outside of the boundaries of counting in fours all the time, and I don't know a life outside, since the last couple of years, of checking taps all the time and bottle lids and God knows what else, you know. I just don't know that life any different now. So it's like, I'm just kind of hoping that if I do finally get some help, that this whole OCD episode will go and I'll be fine, I'll be okay. Obviously, and that it won't come back, because OCD is kind of one of those things that kind of flares up and you can get rid of it, but it's kind of all about like I don't know, it's more, it's there and you'll never really get rid of it. You can't cure yourself of OCD, so yeah, it's always going to be there, but maybe I can get better with it. Alongside my OCD, I do have, like I said before, depressive kind of tendencies, and I do things stupidly. Like, for instance, I get it from my mum again that I'm very antisocial. That I sit in my room and I do nothing but go on my phone or my iPod, or take pictures on my camera, which requires going out. So I don't really understand how that makes me lazy. But anyway. Or going on my laptop, all the just usual thing as a teenager. And she's just always on my case about being lazy. But in the long run, it's the sense that I'm actually depressed, and I always have been since school life, really. The last couple of years of school kind of got really tough for me because I was treated kind of badly by supposedly the ones I was supposed to be calling friends, and they kind of used me, and then I was left with like no one. And this isn't going to be like a sob story, because I did kind of come out on top in the end. 2 years. 1 year down the line of having the whole incident and losing a load of friends, they all came running back to me and found out that actually the 3 girls that they were originally with were the bitches. And so, to be actually quite frank, I didn't have to do anything, but it all paid off for me. And I thought that I was getting better. Then I thought that my depression kind of stage had gone. And then I got to college, and for my first year of college, it was just crazy. It was nothing like school. It was really difficult. I was doing levels of like college work that I hadn't done before, and it kind of freaked me out because I started to get really bad grades in all my lessons, and then I was expecting to do really well when I got my exams. I thought, I put the effort in eventually, and started to pay off, and I got my exams, and it was just the worst exam results that I was expecting, and it didn't come out with good exam results at all, and I was really, really kind of disappointed in myself, to be honest. I mean, for me, though, I do say that it's not like that's the end of the world getting the bad exam results, Obviously, that didn't help my depression in the sense that I would, crawl back into my room and just sit there and do nothing, but I got to kind of think right now and say that one person in my life kind of made me happier, made me change my whole view on life, and to be quite frank, I'm now kind of a lot more of a happier person because of this girl, and she was always there for me when I wasn't more than friends with her, and now we're more than friends. It's cool to have her by my side because she's just always there, and yeah, she's just amazing. But like, seriously, she changed my whole outlook on life, and I'm a lot more happier now. And to be honest, I don't really have that depressive kind of tendency anymore. I mean, I did for a whole entire year, and it was the worst. And I can't really describe to you. I generally just feel like when my head used to drop, I just used to feel my mood go, and I just used to feel like there was nothing, it was just nothing there that was worthwhile actually fighting for, or getting up for, or doing anything for. I'd sit in the middle of my room just staring at the floor because that was virtually all I felt like doing. And I've done things in my past that me and my girlfriend have chatted about, and really kind of got off our chest about things that we used to do to kind of deal with our like kind of pain or whatever we were, or our depression or our anger, and we come to terms with making kind of a pact between each other that we wouldn't do these things in order, to deal with it. We'd have to talk to each other. And so, to be honest, that's something else, because I've, got her to talk to. And now I don't really feel like I have to go and do something stupid to myself, or I don't feel like I have to, go punch a wall or anything, or, but I do find that it's not just her out there. There's ways of other things. Like, for instance, I realised I had a really gay hand now. I realised I write a lot of poems, which I knew that anyway, but I mean, my poems, if you read through them from my depressive years, you can tell I'm depressed. They're just so kind of in your face. But I mean, I kind of hope that if anyone did read them, that they would understand. I think in a way, if I gave this book to my mum, was like, "Mum, read it," my mum would actually have a shock, because she would know how I felt, and then she probably would be like, "Whoa, I didn't even know my kid. I didn't even know my child. She still doesn't even know me." And with the whole depression and OCD, a lot of it's stress, and that's why I have these things, and or had them. And it's mostly because of all the stress in my life, and another stress is not telling my parents more about me, so they don't actually know really much about me. They don't know I'm with a girl, they don't know me at all, and that's something that I'm holding in still, and many other stresses, such as my confidence levels and other things, just gets on top of me. And to be honest, that's me just all over, that's what I do, I bottle it up. But now I've got my girlfriend, Emily. It's just so amazing. She's just there, and I chat to her about everything, and she knows everything about me, so I'm not so depressed anymore, and I don't really have a problem. And she doesn't mind my OCD tendencies, which is good. And she always makes me happy when I'm actually depressed. She always makes me out of my mood, so can't really fault this girl at all. But yeah, just think that that's the end of this video. I just wanted to tell you a bit about my depression and how to deal with it, how I deal with it, and yeah. So basically, you get a girlfriend. Just go get a girlfriend, whether you're gay, lesbian, straight. I don't even care. Just go get a girlfriend, because it would make you amazing. I'm joking. I just wanted to be jokey, but yeah, seriously. Yeah. So I deal with it. Chat to my girl.